Awesome. So, hi, Caroline. How are you today?
I'm good. It's always great to be with you, Mary.
Yeah, you too. And how was your weekend?
It always goes way too fast, but it was good. We've had such beautiful weather, and
Oh
anytime
my
we can get
gosh.
outside, it's wonderful. And went on a long walk with my husband and love the colors of the leaves
Oh,
changing and things.
And you would think sometime in Utah there is no color change, but there is so much colors in the mountains. So I'll share with you what I did yesterday. So Saturday, Sunday, Friday night and Saturday, I was observing our high holiday. So we fast for 24 hours. So I was low-key enjoying the weather. It was gorgeous. Yesterday I had to be in Park City and Midway. So I decided to come through the Provo Canyon, which is very close to where you live, right?
Yes.
And then as I'm driving, enjoying beautiful weather and the Deer Creek water there is gorgeous. I said, you know what? I'm actually going to cut through Tepinogus. I'm going
Yeah.
to do the Alpine loop. Adds about 40 more minutes, but boy, oh boy, it was beautiful. And very windy, as you know. I
Oh, I
mean,
know.
cutting
I
through.
ride my bike through there.
Oh
I
my God, I don't know how you do it. It
Yeah,
looks
no, there's some
dangerous.
really serious hairpin turns. Yeah, I
It
only go early
is.
in the morning.
Oh, you
It's
have to. And not in the weekend either, in my opinion, because and I know better not to do it in the weekend, but it was kind of late in the afternoon and it wasn't bad. I wasn't stuck in traffic because sometimes you really can stuck, but it
yes,
was
I because
absolutely
I
gorgeous.
went back by there 2 weeks ago, and it was just car after car after car on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like about 5 o'clock and it was worth it. It was so beautiful. So
Oh,
that
good for
that was
you.
my weekend.
Yeah, good.
So came home, had a shower, and but my behind he couldn't move anymore. So it was good. So anyway, let's
No, good for
start
you. It's
our
good. I just want to add that sometimes we spend a lot of time thinking about doing those things, and then it
it doesn't happen.
it doesn't happen. So good for you
That's
of just
why
being
when
spontaneous.
I know because I knew I was coming close to it. I said, okay, I'm taking the turn. And that's
Yeah,
it. It was awesome. It was worth doing it. Anyway.
great, great.
Anyway, so Caroline, we are we thought about actually talking about our coming webinar on
Yes,
Wednesday, right? So take us there.
yes. Yeah. So Mary and I educate about a strategy called the maximum premium indexing strategy with an IUL or Index Universal Life insurance policy. And we work with the company MPI Unlimited or MPI Financial Services. And what I really appreciate about Curtis Ray, who is the one that uh, not necessarily came up with the idea, but made this strategy possible. Curtis Ray started a company and also wrote a book called Everyone Ends Up Poor, which talks
Mhm.
about just the challenge people are having today of, is the 401k really going to provide me enough retirement income? And what are the other options that are out there? So you and I educate people on the answer is yes.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
other option is a cash value life insurance policy called an index universal life policy with a specific strategy that allows more growth within the policy without it being always from your own pocket. Uh,
Yes. It's
so
like what you call
Curtis,
leveraging, right?
yes,
Leverage
leveraging
other
the
people
insurance
money.
company's money. Yes, and
Mhm.
Curtis will be doing his monthly or presenting his monthly live webinar on this coming Wednesday at on October 16th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time,
Mhm.
6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 o'clock p.m. in Pacific Time.
Gosh, those time zones. Don't you get confused all the time?
So I'm always stressing when I make appointments with people.
I
You
know.
know, because some
I know.
states have more than one time zone,
I
and
know
you have
because
to
some
know
of them
which.
don't move.
You're
They're
right.
smart.
Yeah,
They don't
exactly.
change.
But we just wanted to talk about the webinar in that I tell
Mhm.
my clients as well that when you're with a financial professional, they're not always offering you as a client this additional opportunity for learning. And are there changes? Is there new information out there?
Mhm.
Is my financial plan going to really work for me the way I want it to, and helpful to have continued evidence that yes, indeed, it is going to work for
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, especially when people start really young, like we would like them to start,
Yes.
maybe late 20s or even early 30s. A lot of people thinking about those venues. Okay, I'm just going to contribute, forget about it. But life change, circumstances change, our life situation change. We really need to be on top of it, know what we have, how we're contributing. Do we need to tweak, to pivot, to change? It's really important. And what I love about who we're working with, there is always connection to the customer. We have twice a year webinar only for customer to kind of remind them what they're doing, how it works for them, and they can think, oh, wow, I need to really look at it. I don't want to forget it.
Mhm.
So that's what I like about it. And as well, us as agent, we love to be in touch with our customer to really, if there is something new or checking on them, so they know, we have their back. We just
Yes.
didn't just sign them up with something that you ask them in a year and they'll say, oh, I have no idea what I have, because I have a lot of people that I ask them, they do have some kind of insurance and they have no clue, literally no clue what it is, where is it from, what they're putting. It's like, wow, that's
Yeah.
not a good thing. So,
Well, it's just important to have that peace of mind that you know exactly what you have and what it can offer you in a variety of different situations.
you're
Uh,
right.
with life insurance, it's not just only for when you pass away, and now here are
Mhm.
the benefits. There are also living benefits to having a life insurance policy, and then understanding how does that cash value component really work
Mhm.
within the life insurance. Why would I want to do that versus a term policy, which we know the phrase buy term and invest the rest. And then some people do invest the difference in having a cash value life insurance policy is you're contributing more to that than just a term policy that
Yeah, of
you're
course.
only paying for the life insurance component. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so on Wednesday, what's also great is it's a live webinar,
Yes.
meaning
You can
that
ask
you
question,
can,
right?
yes,
In the
yes.
end.
And
Sorry, my
it's helpful to see what other people are asking questions about. I know
because
that,
you always learn from other, and so
yes,
sometimes people think about question and don't want to ask. So question is not only for the person that asks, it's for everybody.
yes, exactly. And I feel like no matter what stage of life you are in, it
Mhm.
is very important that you keep your knowledge, keep updating your knowledge and your
Absolutely.
understanding. I feel that especially for women, this is an area that oftentimes they're just busy with family demands and all that goes
Mhm.
along with that, and are assuming that someone else is taking charge of the other aspects of life financially. But this is really an important opportunity for you, even no matter what life insurance you have, to understand its features and benefits. And if you do or don't have life insurance, what are some things I hadn't thought about knowing about it? That's where live webinars come in handy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I would like to park on the women's subject a little bit longer if we could. I mean, we did do a little bit, like a half an hour webinar last week, so people can go to the YouTube and actually listen to it. But I feel like we spoke that women specifically are either don't have a desire kind of to know. I know I didn't. I talk from my experience. I didn't have a lot of desire to understand about finance, or and they kind of leave it to their husband, which is nothing wrong, but I do think that women needs to be empowered to at least to have understanding, because it's only can benefit the family, and to have extra eyes or head that come up with maybe other ideas that. And I think women today, as we know, they are in the workforce and they doing very well,
Yes.
and it's very important to educate in finance. I think it's so important.
Yes,
So,
I was just talking with a client today with his wife and asking about if she had a life insurance policy, and she does have one. It's not very large, And I said, have you considered increasing her amount of death benefit? Because we just don't know whose health is gonna be better
Absolutely.
in the long term. And he said, well, she just really doesn't want to hear more about it. I've tried to have
Hmm.
that conversation with her, and he's not my first client that has felt that way, that the wife just doesn't want to be bothered with those conversations. And I would say that I totally get it, because it again, it's just not something we oftentimes want to have to be bothered with. And I also saw in my own family, when my dad and my stepfather each passed away, it wasn't that my mom or my stepmom were hurting financially. It was quite overwhelming to now have the full responsibility on their
Oh,
shoulders
yeah.
and not really certain how to navigate going forward.
Well, I've seen it with my mother-in-law that my father-in-law passed. She had no idea what he was doing. Nothing.
Mhm.
I mean, even his life insurance, which I don't really know what kind he had, as they were growing older, it increased so high he couldn't make the payment, that end up canceling it after all those years. And he was so sad because in the end of it, she really didn't know what's going on. She was overwhelmed, literally overwhelmed. And you
Yeah.
know what? I don't think it's a fun. I mean, I really don't think
Right.
it's a
It's
fun
not
feeling.
like, no, we're not. It definitely is not a topic that just makes us so excited. We can't wait to learn about it.
No, but it's important.
And you just learn little bits at a time. That's
Mhm.
why these webinars are helpful, is to just open the door to learning. And if you watch each time, you'll say, oh, I already know that. Oh, there's that element too. You just keep building upon a foundation of understanding as you continue to just learn bit by bit and piece by piece, instead
Mhm.
of having it thrown at you because you have to think about it
No,
now because the situation has changed in your life in some
no,
way.
absolutely. Like I think I said a story in one of our podcasts and or told you the story about my friend that just lost her husband totally unexpectedly, so premature. He was 55,
Yeah.
died sitting in a DMV. It was awful. I actually just now 8 months into it, she just kind of like feeling she can breathe and figure out their financial, because he was one of those people that thought everybody's scamming him. He had no insurance, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing, nothing. And she told me he was always worried people scamming him. He just told me that. So
Yeah.
now she's back to work, but she feels like she have to. And I'm absolutely would love to help her to see she's 52. How can she maximize
Yes.
her from now on for any of ifs of life would happen, or for her children, or she can create something for in 15 or 20 years if she decides not to work at all, she can have something.
Yes,
So
exactly. I always say sometimes we just don't know what we don't
don't
know.
know.
And by doing nothing, we're definitely not going to know more. And so,
You're right.
and I feel like as a mother, and you also with your children, if I don't begin a conversation to my kids of, I really think that you need to be considering this, or this is a really good place to begin in your savings with the cash value life insurance.
You
Uh,
don't? You don't tell them that?
well, I every day I'm like, so how much are in your savings now? And
Yeah,
what are your plans for the future? As they
I
start talking
know.
about the motorcycle or this really nifty car they want to buy. And I say, well, let's get this started for you first. But I didn't have those conversations with them when they were younger. So naturally, when they have more than what is needed for their monthly expenses, they're thinking about the things they
Oh,
want to buy
you're
versus
right.
the investments they would like to make for their future
No, you're right.
possibilities and opportunities. So I feel like no matter what stage of life you're at, even if your children are young, it's still the time to start learning about financial matters and make sure
Absolutely.
that you're getting your own house in order. And like you said, two heads are better than one. I don't know why we think
Absolutely.
that with finances that wouldn't be true, but it truly is better to have those financial powwows or councils with each other on a weekly or monthly basis and feel like you're not just overwhelmed at even the thought of doing such a thing.
No, you're right. You're right. So,
Yeah.
okay. So in this webinar, I Curtis Ray go through really really even the foundation, so people can understand really, is it something that I'm interested, and actually give all the scenario, because what I love about MPI strategy in the IUL is that you can use it for different things. So
Yes.
it really depends what's your goal. Everybody's goal is different, and you can find out and ask question. And that's, I think it's a wonderful place to start, starting just to educate yourself, just to learn, okay, well, let me see what it is about.
Yes, yes, exactly. I was just going to say to register for that webinar, I was just looking on here. I think it is MPI Unlimited, and we can go to the link. It's, yeah, in Instagram.
You
if
know
you're
what I'm going to do? No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to post this video immediately today, and I'm
Okay.
going to put in a comment. They can either reach out to us. It takes 1 minute with phone, and we only need the numbers and the phone numbers and their email to extend their invitation for the webinar, which is day after tomorrow.
Yes.
And I would highly recommend you come educate yourself,
Yeah,
have
just 1 hour. Again, it
exactly.
starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock
Mhm.
PM Mountain Standard Time, 5 o'clock PM Pacific time, and just, yeah, have an opportunity to just learn more. You may not have
Exactly.
thought that cash value life insurance was something that you needed or wanted to even be bothered with, but it'd be great to hear from Curtis. He's extremely knowledgeable, and
Yeah.
he's been in the industry more than 10 years, since before 20.
14, I think. Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's an entrepreneur, business owner, and it is what he has a lot of expertise in, and
Mhm.
he's a great person to learn from. And he'll show you what he's doing
Yeah,
currently.
he shares his account too, which is very impressive. Very
Yes.
impressive.
And
It's
he
it's
started
awesome.
just like many of our clients, contributing. I think he
Small.
started with 1,000 a
I
month.
think so. I think so. That's
Yeah,
what it
and
was. And then he,
then built it up from there, and now he can say, here's what I started 10 years ago, and now here's what I'm doing today, which is further investments with real estate and using the
I
cash
know, it's
value to
amazing. Oh,
create passive income. Yep.
I absolutely love that strategy, because it really gives you ability to do something else, not only, like they say, not all your eggs in one basket, okay, but
Right.
real estate is another venue that we know that can build wealth and give you some income in the future. So
Right,
yeah.
right. And that's really why I began on this path of understanding how money works, is to show my kids the path to passive income through real
Mhm.
estate, and starting young in creating their real estate portfolio, so that they just, no matter what happens in the future, they'll have that ability to have passive income, no matter what their current situation is,
No, you're right. And I think
their own
to end
businesses.
in that, information and knowledge is really powerful. You have an options that when you learn something, you can take advantage of it.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
exactly. And I think both of us would say we wish we would have known about it much earlier.
yes. Oh yeah.
Our own.
Even just 10 years earlier, even
Yeah.
that would made a huge difference in my life, I know.
Yeah.
We are older, and the compounding years are shortening for us. But
Yeah. So that
I'm
we're
giving
not
my
working all
kids.
the rest of our lives. That's,
No, I know. But
even though
hey,
we
you
love
find
what
a
we
job.
do.
Exactly. You find a job that you love, you won't work one day in your life, right? Or something like that, they say. I
Yes.
love what I'm doing. Unless I cannot physically do it, I will do it as long as I can.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with
well,
you on that
anyway,
too. Well,
was
good. Yeah. So Wednesday, October 18th, 8
no
o'clock
16,
PM. It's
16.
16th. I'm sorry, not the
And
8th.
I'm going to put this one in our right now. I'm going to
Yeah.
download it, put it, and I will put our information in a comment so people can reach.
Perfect.
All right.
Great.
All right,
Always
then.
great to
Well,
be with you, Mary.
you too, and you have a wonderful the rest of your day,
You
Caroline.
too. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.